Chapter 8, the bone and beauty connection, teeth and oral health. So you've even got a chapter in there about the teeth.
I sure do. My book previous to this is it's just a smaller book, but it's all focused on oral care. It's called Holistic Dental Care. And that I wrote, I think that was published in 2012. I had to get out information about, because we hadn't really, there was no book that was addressing like, what do you do when you're not at the dentist, right? What about all those other days of the year? How do we really take care of our teeth so we don't have to end up at the dentist where they're doing the big serious work? But I wanted to include that, and I got some updates too, because I go a little bit deeper into the oral microbiome.
Okay.
So that chapter addresses that, and we go into root canals, wisdom teeth extractions, jaw cavitations, cavities, talk about how cavities are created. And then for that chapter too, we have the stop, seal, and seed, so that people know the steps so that they can regenerate their mouth. So wherever your mouth is at right now, whether you have bleeding gums or a root canal, that chapter gives you everything you need to know to take care of it and to go ahead with next steps.
So let's just very quickly, maybe just 1 point each. What is the stop section all about? What are the 1 or 2 things that everyone needs to stop doing immediately?
You got to stop brushing with sodium lauryl sulfate glycerin-based toothpaste and stop using alcoholic mouthwashes. Or alcoholic?
Yes.
Alcohol.
You need to stop drinking that.
Yes.
Stop buying it, first of all.
Yes.
Yeah, we stopped buying that. So that just felt wrong, and I just could never buy into that whole thing about you got to kill everything in your mouth. It just sounded wrong, and thankfully now we know it is wrong.
Yeah, so we know when we're killing off it all, then we're removing the good bacteria, and then the homeostasis of our oral oasis is just thrown right off.
And of course, someone's going to say to you, "What, Nadine?
Yeah.
What about bad breath?"
That's easy to do. With the tips I have in there, you will have awesome breath, and awesome. That really is to do with the tongue and also the digestive system.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
I just found out that if you have SIBO, you will have bad breath. So
that makes sense.
If you have bad breath, first thing you need to do is go get a SIBO test done and fix your SIBO, because no amount of mouthwash is going to take away the fact that the bacteria is growing really up on top, and that's what's creating the bad smell.
For sure.
So that's stop. And of course, you're not a big believer in fillings, mercury fillings.
No.
What fillings should someone do if it's not mercury?
Yeah, you really do need to consider getting the mercury removed. And there's plenty of information that show that even if they've been in your mouth for 40 years, they're still off-gassing mercury every second. And that off-gassing is going to be increasing when you drink hot foods and chew. Like it increases by 1,500%.
It's crazy. And I had a mouthful of mercury fillings for the longest time. And then when I started to get, fix myself, that was one of the things I did. Just went and got them replaced with composites. So
yes. And if you go to a really proper biological dentist, they should already have assessed the cleanest, the most biologically compatible materials.
Exactly. All right. A few tips on sealing.
Yes. So sealing, then like we got to get rid of the bleeding gums, for example, because that's, then you're getting bacteria into your bloodstream. And things like mercury fillings, sodium lauryl sulfate, they actually aggravate to the point where that could be the cause for bleeding gum alone. But if you're flossing and you get bleeding gums, that can be turned around. So because that's like a leaky mouth. Then you got to seal that. Or a cavity, that's kind of like a leaky tooth because there's a little break in that vessel.
Yes.
And so, we want to work with botanicals that can help regenerate and seal the gums. And, and then we want to also, there's lots of tips in there for like swishing with baking soda so that you're getting alkaline, or oil pulling will help to seal the mouth. So many tips in there that one could do right away with just a lot of ingredients that might be in their pantry anyway.
And oil pulling is such a wonderful thing to do anyway. It's got such great science and tradition behind it as well. What do you think of, have you tested dragon blood? So one of the things that I wanted to do was fix my gums when I got sick. I was literally just going through the list and saying, okay, what do I do? What do I do? And I
Yeah.
found something called Dragon Blood, and I started using it. And when I went in for my next dental appointment, my dentist was just blown away. He was like, what are you doing? You know, we literally don't need to do anything to your teeth. And I mentioned Dragon Blood. Have you played around with that at all?
I have. I mean, I'll play with anything, right? Yeah, I love it. It's another amazing botanical that, again, why sodium lauryl sulfate? You got dragon's blood.
2 drops, you're done. You'll never need to see a dentist again.
No. And if you've got a kid that's into Harry Potter and they're not brushing their teeth,
Oh, yeah.
come on.
Come on, exactly. And who isn't into Harry Potter?
Yeah.
What about some tips on the seating part?
So the seeding, again, if we take things internally, that's going to help ferments, probiotics, and then we can think about, take that oil pulling, open a capsule of a probiotic, and then oil pull with that probiotic in your mouth. You can also, we have these syringes that we have in our dental kits. They're blunt tipped, and they're just like little syringes that you can get nutrients in between the teeth, or you can flush out the gum line. You can do a mix and you can add probiotics to that as well. There's actually dentists and hygienists that are doing guided root pocket recolonization, where after you're scaling and planning, they're putting probiotics along the gum line, and you can do that at home.
It's so easy to do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You talk about herbs for healthy hormones, and especially,
Yes.
I think, you know, for us women, we've got to worry about our bones.
Yes.
And especially as we get closer to menopause or post-menopause, that just becomes such an important factor to focus on. What are your recommendations for healthy bone health?
So we've got to remember our minerals, because some minerals too also help to balance our hormones, like strontium and magnesium. So those are really important. And so that'll be good for bones, and your teeth are bones. So it's going to be good for teeth health as well. Then herbs, you know, you got to feel it out, but there's some powerful herbs for hormonal health, which will help our bone health. And those are ones like nettle root for boosting some testosterone. Like a
chamomile for estrogen, chamomile,
yes,
ginseng, black cohosh. You've got
yes,
berry for progesterone. I do maca root, by the way. I love maca root.
oh
Which
yeah,
is different from matcha, for those of you who are listening and thinking it's matcha. It's not matcha, it's maca. And it gives this smoky, nutty flavor. I toss it in my smoothies.
oh,
And,
it's so good.
oh my
It's even
God,
good for salad dressings.
good. Oh, yes.
Yeah, in chocolate, we put it in our chocolate.
Oh, I got to try that next
Oh
time.
yeah, that's a good one.
Making some chocolate today.